Hello, guys. I want to get into this food coloring, this natural food additive called carmine, and how essentially these scientists, for a while, they've been syntheticizing or they've been adding, weird things to our food and pretending that it's natural. And pretty much, carmine is a red food dye that comes from beetles. And they add it to our food to make it look cherry or strawberry. And the reason I want to make this video is because the whole reason that these scientists are bringing up lab meat, bringing up lab grown food, GMO, all of this stuff is because essentially this is what you call the age of synthetic food. And it's gonna be no more natural food. We can see this already happening to where you go into the grocery store and majority of what you see is processed. So yeah. And when you have things like this to where they have this crimson dye made from bugs, and this is, from 10 years ago. So this isn't anything new, I mean. Definitely not anything new, but I wanted to bring it up because they were able to keep this stuff under the rugs for so long. And now it's really come out and it's manifested full fold to where it's like, wow, we've been eating bugs for about a decade or two, probably more. And I don't mean in a way to where it's like, yeah, bugs naturally get into the food. I mean in a way to where it's deliberate. And as I've already explained, lots of this stuff correlates with Agenda 21, Agenda 31, and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, where they essentially plan to quote unquote end world hunger, which is really them preparing for a global famine. And when that famine is happening, they're going to introduce all of these synthetic foods, all of these insect-based foods and all of these, lab foods. And that's what ending world hunger is about. And that's what scientists have been practicing on the American public for about 20 plus years. They've been testing out these chemicals, these quote unquote preservatives, something that can preserve food. Why are they so focused on preserving food for? Is there something that they're preparing for that the rest of the world isn't aware of? Because that's what it seems like when they're testing out this food. Not only that, but they're also poisoning us in the process of trying to test out these chemicals. It's important to note that these people are expecting large amounts of bugs and large amounts of insects to plague the planet at some point. That's why they're making lots of crops bug resistant, because they know at some point these bugs will become a problem when they start eating them, especially when the climate starts failing and you see bugs just start eating up lots of vegetation. So that's really what United Nations is preparing for. They're preparing us to get ready to have to eat insects once our ecosystem collapses due to the judgment of God the Most High because of what we are doing on this planet, what we are allowing. So, yeah, that's really what I want to break down. That's really what I want to address. Because last I checked, we weren't supposed to have all of these laws, all of these restrictions on food. Last I checked, Our food was supposed to be clean. Last I checked, our food wasn't supposed to make us sick, it was supposed to sustain us. So why, in the 21st century, are we coming across this problem to where all of our food is turning into something disgusting and wicked and completely unnatural? Yeah, you can grow it, but genetically, it's not natural. Lots of the chickens and cows, they're full of hormones and chemicals. That's not natural. Lots of the plastics, lots of the insecticides, all of that stuff isn't natural, and at the end of the day, we've been damaging our food system, and as a judgment, we're going to end up not even having a food system. It's going to be completely synthetic.